the Torah as we go through the Bible. We are in Deuteronomy 10 and 11. Starting in Deuteronomy 10. At that same time, the Lord said to me, carve out for yourself 2 stone tablets like the first ones, and come up the mountain to me. Also make for yourself a wooden ark, and I will write on the tablets the same words that were on the first tablets that you broke, and you must put them into the ark. So I made an ark of acacia wood, carved out 2 stone tablets just like the first ones. Then I went up the mountain with the 2 tablets in my hand. The Lord then wrote on the tablets the same word, the 10 commandments, which he had spoken to you at the mountain from the middle of the fire at the time of the assembly, and he gave them to me. Then I turned and I went down the mountain and placed the tablets in the ark and I had made. They are still there, just as the Lord commanded me. During those days, the Israelites traveled from Beeroth Bnei Yaakan to Moserah. There Aaron died and was buried, and his son Eleazar became priest in his place. From there they traveled to Gudgodah, and from Gudgodah to Jotbathan, a place of flowing streams. At that time, the Lord set apart the tribe of Levi to carry the ark of the Lord's covenant, to stand before the Lord and serve him and formulate blessings in his name as they do to this very day. Therefore, Levi has no allotment or inheritance among his brothers. The Lord is his inheritance, just as the Lord God, your God told him. As for me, I stayed at the mountain as I did the first time, 40 days and nights, and the Lord listened to me that time as well and decided not to destroy you. Then he said to me, get up, set out leading the people so that they may go and possess the land that I promised to give to their ancestors. Now Israel, what does the Lord your God require of you except to revere him, to obey all his commandments, to love him, and to serve him with all your mind and being, and to keep the Lord's commandments and statutes that I am giving you today for your own good? The heavens, indeed the highest heavens, belong to the Lord your God, as does the earth and everything in it. However, only to your ancestors did he show his loving favor, and he chose you, their descendants, from all the peoples, as is apparent today. Therefore, cleanse your hearts and stop being so stubborn. For the Lord your God is God of gods, Lord of lords, the great, mighty, and awesome God who is unbiased and takes no bribe, who justly treats the orphan and widow, who loves resident foreigners, giving them food and clothing. So you must love the resident foreigner because you were foreigners in the land of Egypt. Revere the Lord your God, serve him, be loyal to him, take oaths only in his name. He is the one you should praise. He is your God, the one who has done these great and awesome things for you that you have seen. When your ancestors went down to Egypt, they numbered only 70, but now the Lord your God has made you as numerous as the stars of the sky. You must love the Lord your God and do what he requires. Keep his statutes, ordinances, and commandments at all times. Bear in mind today that I am not speaking to your children who have not personally experienced the judgments of the Lord your God, which he revealed his greatness, strength, and power, and they did not see the awesome deeds he performed in the midst of Egypt against Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and his whole land, or what he did to the army of Egypt, including their horses and chariots, when he made the waters of the Red Sea overwhelm them while they were pursuing you, and he annihilated them. They did not see what he did to you in the desert before you reached this place, or what he did to Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, the Reubenite, when the earth opened its mouth in the middle of the Israelite camp and swallowed them and their families, their tents, and all the property they brought with them. I am speaking to you because you are the ones who saw all the great deeds of the Lord. Now pay attention to all the commands I'm giving you today, so that you may be strong enough to enter and possess the land where you are headed, and that you may enjoy long life in the land the Lord promised to give to your ancestors and their descendants, a land flowing with milk and honey. For the land where you are headed is not like the land of Egypt from which you came, a land where you planted seed and which you irrigated by hand like a vegetable garden. Instead, the land you are crossing the Jordan to occupy one of hills and valleys, and a land that drinks in waters from rains, a land that the Lord your God looks after. He is constantly attentive to it from the beginning to the end of the year. Now, if you pay close attention to my commandments I am giving you today, and love the Lord your God and serve him with all your mind and being, then he promises, I will send rain for your land in its season, autumn and spring rains, so that you may gather in grain, new wine, and olive oil. I will provide pasture for your livestock, and you will eat your fill. Make sure you do not turn away and serve and worship other gods. The anger of the Lord will erupt against you, and he will close up the sky so that it does not rain, and the land will not yield its produce, and you will soon be removed from good from the land that the Lord is about to give you. Fix these words of mine in your mind and being. Tie them as a reminder on your hand. Let them be as symbols on your forehead. Teach them to your children. Speak of them as you sit in your house, as you walk in the road, as you lie down, as you get up. Inscribe them on your doorframe, in the doorframes of your houses, and on the gates, so that your days and those of your descendants may be extended in the land which the Lord your God, Lord promised to give to your ancestors, like the days of heaven itself. First, for if you carefully observe all these commands I'm giving you, and love the Lord your God, live according to his standards, and remain loyal to him, then he will drive out all these nations ahead of you, and you will dispossess the nations greater and stronger than you. Every place you set your foot on will be yours. Your border will extend from the desert to Lebanon, from the river that is the Euphrates, as far as the Mediterranean Sea. Nobody will be able to resist you. The Lord your God will spread fear and terror, the terror of you over the whole land on which you walk, just as he promised. Take note. I'm setting before you today a blessing and a curse. A blessing if you take to heart the commandments of the Lord your God that I am giving you today. A curse if you pay no attention to his commands and turn away from the way I'm setting before you today to pursue other gods you have not known. When the Lord your God brings you into the land you are to possess, you must pronounce the blessing on Mount Gerizim and the curse on Mount Ebal. They are not across the Jordan River toward the west in the are they not across the Jordan River toward the west in the land of the Canaanites who live in Arba opposite Gilgal near the oak of Moreh? For you are about to cross the Jordan to possess the land the Lord your God is giving you, and you will possess and inhabit it. Be certain to keep all the statutes and ordinances that I am presenting you today. Now, when we look at this passage, we see God reminding the people, first of all, of what he's done. Also, that they have a covenant, they have an agreement together. And he is telling the people of Israel, hold up your part of that covenant. Remain true to me. And if you do that, then all the things I've promised you will be yours and more. The thing is, the people did not remain faithful to the covenant. They did not do what God told them to do. They did not listen closely to his words. And so this is I think for us, it's a warning for us to, are we listening to God? Are we doing what God has told us to? You know, we may not live in a society where they have other little idols and they make sacrifices to idols, calling them gods. But there are many things that people serve over and above God in this society that they may not realize it, but they are willing, they are worshiping those things because they're willing to sacrifice everything else for them. So we need to remind ourselves that we are to be true to God. You know, he talks about it essentially. Talk about it. Tell your children about it when you get up, when you go lie down, when you're going out. You know, may it be like essentially something on your forehead. May it be something that as you leave your house, you're reminded. When you come back, you're reminded. The idea is it's a constant part of your life. The remembering what God has done and what he has promised and how we are called to faithfulness in that. God offered the Israelites a blessing and a curse. And the curse really means you can no longer serve the purpose you had, and that what was agreed upon is not going to come to fruition. And that's what happened to the Israelites. May we be a people who, as we follow Jesus, we intently listen to his voice, intently hear his voice and follow, so that we can continually embrace the blessings that God has for us. We can continually embrace the life of the Spirit that he has offered us as we follow Jesus. Hope you guys are doing well. Have a wonderful day.